DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Tonight.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
Vice President Kamala Harris holds her first campaign event right here in downtown Wilmington. Plus, a local Catholic school teacher is arrested for sending explicit photos to a student. And it's Little League Championship season. Our Nick Alessandrini is here with all of your local sports headlines. Those stories and much more coming up tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for joining us tonight. Here's what's making headlines today across the first state. Vice President Kamala Harris addressed the nation from Biden headquarters in downtown Wilmington on Monday, following President Joe Biden's announcement that he will not seek re-election. Biden has endorsed Harris, and despite his prior intent to run, Biden decided to step down after recent debate performances. He is expected to address the nation on Wednesday evening from the White House. Before Harris took the podium, Biden expressed his support via phone, saying, quote, "I'm watching you, kid. I love you." Harris, now the presidential candidate, met with Delaware leaders and raised a record $81 million within 24 hours of her announcement. In her speech, Harris also praised Biden's achievements and outlined her vision for America, emphasizing middle-class growth and challenging former President Trump.
Predators who abused women. Fraudsters who ripped off consumers. Cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And in this campaign, I will proudly put my record against his.
The crowd in Wilmington, energized by Harris's speech, included local leaders and supporters from nearby areas. Many expressed excitement about her campaign, calling her address invigorating and praising her energy. In more election news, Spur Impact, a local nonprofit, held a gubernatorial forum on entrepreneurship this afternoon here in downtown Wilmington. The event featured a discussion on the future of business and leadership here in Delaware. The event was in conjunction with the 24 Mill Summit Leadership Conference to be held this coming August. The forum began with opening remarks by Charlie Vincent, Executive Director of Spur Impact. It was followed by a moderated discussion following 3 gubernatorial candidates by Mill Summit co-chair Nicole Lester and Madeline Overturf, who's evening anchor and managing editor at Coast TV News. In attendance were Lieutenant Bethany Hall-Long and Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer, Democrats running for governor, and Bobby Williamson, a Republican. Spur Impact is a nonprofit organization dedicated to connecting young professionals and inspiring them to make an impact in their careers and communities. They support and engage future leaders through various events and networking opportunities. You can view the forum in its entirety on Spur Impact's Facebook page. And moving now to other local news, an 8th grade teacher at a Wilmington private Catholic school has been arrested for sending sexual photos to her 14-year-old student. Newcastle County Police announced that 24-year-old Alanis Pinion, now an ex-teacher at St. Mary Magdalene School, had frequently communicated with her students via the Snapchat app and had sent sexually explicit photographs to one of them. Pinion was taken into custody late last week and faces a number of charges, including a felony count of sexual solicitation of a child under 18. She was arraigned and then committed to the Baylor Women's Correctional Institution after failing to pay $46,000 cash bail. Police say they are concerned that there are other additional victims who have not yet come forward. If anyone has concerns regarding their child's interactions with Pinion, they should contact Newcastle County Police at 302-395-8030. And the State Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause of a fire that damaged a Milltown area home early Monday morning. Mill Creek firefighters arrived on Muggletown Road in Limestone Acres just before 2:30 a.m. with flames shooting from the roof of this 2-story home. Despite initial reports of a person possibly trapped inside, searches of the home were fortunately negative and no injuries were reported. And state police are actively investigating a shooting that happened late Saturday night on Newcastle Avenue involving 2 Wilmington residents. Police say 2 men, ages 17 and 18, were biking on Newcastle Avenue when shots rang out near the Nice and Spice restaurant. When they tried crossing the road, the older teen was shot and was able to run away, while the 17-year-old continued to ride their bike away. The 18-year-old was later admitted to the hospital with injuries. Authorities reported no additional injuries from this incident. As of right now, the shooters remain at large. And a 19-year-old man in Sussex County is dead tonight after being shot. State police say on Monday morning, troopers responded to the 14,000 block of Collins Street for a report of a shooting. Troopers say there they found a 19-year-old man had been shot in the upper torso. Police say the victim was living in a shed on the property when someone fired several shots into the shed, hitting the man. His name is being withheld until family notification. Detectives are asking anyone with information regarding this case to please call 302-741-2859. We want to remind you that information may also be provided by sending a private Facebook message to Delaware State Police. And police in Millsboro have arrested a Newcastle County man for alleged solicitation of a minor. Authorities had requested the public's assistance in locating David Delarose on July 18th to serve 2 active warrants. Officials believe he was homeless and living near Kirkwood Highway in Ellesmere, close to Wilmington. With assistance from the Wilmington Police Department, he was located and taken into custody on Saturday. He faces charges of sexual solicitation of a minor as well as terroristic threatening. Delarose was committed to Sussex Correctional Institution on a $6,000 secured bail. And now we turn to sports. Here with the latest is Nick Alessandrini. Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Hey, Matt, great to be back with you 2 weeks in a row now. And let's dive right into Little League Championship season, because that's where we are here in Delaware, one of my favorite parts of the year. The championship state bracket is set to get underway tomorrow in Dover between our 3 district champions. Last week, MOT was crowned your District 1 champs, and Lewis Little League, you're crowned your District 3 champs. Who's going to take home your District 2 championship, though? Well, that would come down to a winner-take-all game between Namens and Canal. And Dennis, he's going to run us through the highlights. Canal forcing this game with a win the night prior, a winner-take-all game last week to decide our District 2 championship. We're going to start this one in the first. It's Brady Bell for Namens who's going to get the scoring started. A solo shot to center over the snack bar. Namens takes a 1-0 lead into the first. You see him making those trot around the bases. What a night it would be for number 11 in red. Canal, though, would threaten in the bottom half of the inning with the bases loaded, but Nathan Cruz are able to make the clean play and throw it short to get Namens out of a jam. Then to the top of the second here, Namens looking to add to that 1-0 lead. 2 men in scoring position for Nathan Cruz are at the plate, and they become 2 RBIs. A hard hit to right makes this a 3-0 game, and then Namens in the second. More damage, though, here for Namens in the third, and once again, it's that number 11, Brady Bell. This time, a rocket into right center, scoring 2 more runs, and now a 5-0 lead for Namens. Bell, a huge night at the plate. Anthony Catalina going to add on here at the plate, dropping this one into shallow right for a base hit. That would score another run. 6-0, Namens in total control of this one. Then Maddox Gable for Canal going to cut into the deficit here in the third. An RBI single, but that'll take us to the 6th inning here. The bases loaded, 2 outs, and it's Cruiser. The game-winning play at short for the final out, and Namens Little League are your District 2 champions. You see them here with the celebration. Even Coach getting a little shower before pictures in front of the scoreboard, holding up that banner, and number 1. So your state championship bracket is set, as I mentioned, to begin tomorrow in Dover. It'll be Namens and Lewis set to kick things off over there at Duke Field. 7:00 p.m. is set for your first pitch. You can see the rest of your bracket there now on your screen. It's going to take us, of course, through Sunday, potentially for the if game, but of course it is your Little League Championship season, and it's going to be a fun week between Namens, Lewis, and MOT. Delaware softball also being represented here in Worcester, Massachusetts by the MOT Softball Senior All-Stars. You can check them out here, an impressive 14-1 win in their quarterfinals matchup yesterday over Rhode Island. Now Delaware just 2 wins away from a potential World Series appearance. MOT is playing Connecticut as we speak here tonight for a spot in Wednesday's championship game. So good luck the rest of the way, ladies. The MOT Senior All-Stars looking ahead to that World Series. Well, it's not only a big week for our Little League and softball teams, but also, well, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles reported to training camp today for the first time here in 2024 as they head to that NovaCare complex in Philly. Practice is set to start on Wednesday. That'll be where we get our first look of some of the plays and workouts here for the Philadelphia Eagles. You see this tweet from John Clark, the birds are back, and that pretty much says it all. Of course, football season is here, and if you wanted to check practice out, the Eagles will hold their one open practice to the public on Thursday, August 1st at the Link. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Maybe I'll see you over there. Well, we're already almost into our high school sports fall season. Teams can begin practicing for that Week 0 football date August 5th. The rest of those fall sports August 12th. So again, our high school sports season is just around the corner. Good luck to all of those high school athletes, and make sure to stay tuned in here to DETV News for updates and highlights all season long. Matt, it's going to be another great year. I'm ready to go.
Let's do it. If you're ready, we're ready. Nick, good to have you back with us. Thank you so much. To more headlines now. The Delaware State Fair has canceled its sensory-friendly carnival program after criticism from Autism Delaware, which the fair falsely claimed as a partner. The program, set for this afternoon, was canceled yesterday, Monday evening, on the fair's Facebook page. Fair General Manager Danny Aguilar apologized for the cancellation and the false partnership claim, stating the fair was trying to follow a model used by other fairs nationwide. He acknowledged the fair's sensory challenges and pledged to improve future programming. The program aimed to create a less overwhelming existence for children with sensory needs by dimming lights, lowering music volume, and minimizing loudspeaker announcements. Autism Delaware stated it was not consulted and found the fairgrounds unsuitable for a safe experience for those with autism. Autism Delaware's Director of Development expressed disappointment and offered future assistance to the fair. He noted the lack of adequate sensory-friendly infrastructure and signage. The Delaware State Fair is offering refunds to those who purchase tickets for the sensory-friendly carnival. And some disturbing numbers coming out of Delta today. Speed cameras reportedly installed at I-95 at Route 896 in Newark recorded a high number of speeders in Newark their very first week. The Delaware Department of Transportation reports that between July 8th and July 14th, an average of, listen to this, 18,000 vehicles per day were recorded traveling over the posted speed limit in a work zone. About 126,000 drivers received warning notices in the mail, which could have amounted to nearly $15 million in fines. The grace period for warnings ends on July 30th. That's when real tickets will be issued, so heads up there. DelDOT plans to add more signage reminding drivers of the work zone speed limit and the presence of speed cameras. Work zone safety remains a concern for DelDOT as accidents are on the rise. Last year, in 2023, 15 DelDOT vehicles were struck by motorists, and as of this week, 37 vehicles have been struck, 6 resulting in injuries. And more indoor sports entertainment is coming to the former College Square Shopping Center in Newark just after 2 months. After Newark City Council approved Lefties, Alleys, and Eats bowling, axe throwing, and golf simulator venue, another popular sport, pickleball, is set to join. City Council unanimously approved plans for a Pickler location, which will occupy the other half of the former Kmart site in the redeveloping Grove. There are currently 36 Pickler locations with plans to expand to over 275 nationwide as well as internationally. Pickler will feature locker rooms, a pro shop, and league play. Indoor pickleball venues are scarce here in Delaware. Midway Motion and Fitness down in Rehoboth recently received $2 million to build 12 indoor courts, matching the amount proposed for Pickler in Newark. Kmart closed back in November of 2018. Pickler's owners and the rehab of the former department store Kmart, its shell will be completed by January of 2025, with an opening likely set for early spring of next year. We'll have to get Nick's thoughts on pickleball. The Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control has enhanced Delaware's artificial reef system by sinking 2 vintage vessels at Reef Site 11, known as Redbird Reef. The vessels, a World War II era tugboat and a retired Baltimore fireboat, were deployed today to foster marine habitats and recreational opportunities. The tugboat Murad TD-21 was sunk at 11:25 a.m. in 80 feet of water. The fireboat Major J. Harold Grady was sunk earlier and was at 10:22 this morning at a depth of 75 feet. DENREC Secretary Sean Garvin emphasized the historical significance and future benefits of the reef developments. The additions aim to boost fishing and diving activities while preserving marine wildlife. And Patrolman LaShawn Handy of the Laurel Police Department has been selected as the cover officer for the summer 2024 edition of the Journal of School Safety. The publication, which is widely recognized among school resource officers, educators, and administrators, highlights Handy's role as a school resource officer at both Laurel High School and Laurel Middle School. According to Laurel Police, Handy dedicates his full-time efforts to responding to criminal complaints and maintaining a secure environment within the schools. They noted that Handy is well regarded not only by students but also by school staff, parents, and the broader Laurel community. The Journal of School Safety is the official magazine of the National Association of Resource Officers. The association provides training and advocates for best practices in school policy, and the magazine, you can find that published quarterly. Congratulations. And a new program at Delaware State University has graduated 13 professionals with degrees and credentialed hundreds more in early childhood education. The Early Childhood Innovation Center aims to create a skilled, diverse workforce by offering holistic, evidence-based support. Quote, "We are proud of the inaugural class," said Caitlin Gleason, Associate Secretary for Early Childhood Support of the center's DE Rise Scholarship Program that was launched in the fall of 2023. It resulted in 5 associate degrees and 8 bachelor degrees. The center also credentialed 223 child development associates. Senator Laura Sturgeon says congratulations to all of the recent graduates, and the CDA graduates may earn a $1,000 stipend if they work in Delaware for 6 months. The program had over 700 applicants, indicating very strong demand. Good stuff out of DSU. Always so much happening at DSU.
I love what they're doing.
Always, yes. Good to have you back, by the way.
It's great to be back. And I'll say, to answer your question earlier, you asked me about my thoughts on pickleball. Huge fan of the sport.
Okay.
I love the sport of pickleball. Not a fan of when they take up the gym at the YMCA, when I go to play basketball. Again, then I have the ball. I have to walk out of the gym. There's nowhere for me to go. So it's going to be fantastic for them to get their own facility. I'm sure they're going to love that. I'm going to love that. And maybe
it's a win for everybody.
It's a win for everybody. It's a win-win. And maybe I can go play some pickleball.
There you go.
That's right.
We should do a special there. That would be good.
That's good. There's sports special on pickleball.
I love
like
that.
I like that too. I think we can get everybody here involved on that. A crew trip there for sure.
So we want to wish a good luck to the softball team.
That's right. The MOT softball senior all-stars are in action right now against the state of Connecticut. Delaware versus Connecticut, a chance at the World Series on the line. So good luck, ladies, and hopefully they're underway as we're talking now. Hopefully they're off to a little bit of a lead here.
Let's do it. All right. Sounds good. Nick, thank you very much.
Oh, great to be back, man. I'll see you next week.
Good team. All righty. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of DETV News. Be sure to follow us all across your favorite social media platforms. And for a look at what's happening all around the state of Delaware, head to our website. That's detvch.com.
And if you have a comment, question, or a news tip, drop us a line at press@detvch.com. Of course, if you have a sports story, make sure you notify me as well.
Yeah.
So for all of us here at DETV, Matt.
Awesome. For Nick and me and all of us here at DETV, I'm Matt Ford. Shakara and I will be joining you right back here on Thursday. Have a great night. We'll see you then. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance, or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and nurse navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening, and you're asking for so much more.
My name is Jason Aviles, and I am the founder and owner of Fly Yogi, and I'm here to share with you some tips to be able to help fight opioid addiction. Opioid addiction is a real growing problem here in America, and I'm here to share with you some tips that you can be able to integrate into your everyday life to really fight against opioid addiction. One of the first things is redeveloping your mindset. One of the practices that I like to use daily is meditation. And what meditation does is it brings you clarity of mind, and it helps keep you grounded, and it improves your ability to make decisions that you are going to benefit from. A lot of the time we find that addiction is rooted in our mindset. It's rooted in how we think and how we perceive, and therefore how we act. So this is a really good way to help fight against that energy of addiction. The second thing is improving your lifestyle through diet and exercise. At the very root of addiction, there is substances within the body that's causing the addiction on a physical level. When we begin to introduce healthier foods, plant-based foods, we begin to remove and detox the substances that are in our body that's causing and attracting the addiction. So through incorporating more fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and even drinking water on a daily basis, you're going to put your body in a state where it's going to be able to fight the root causes of these addictions. The second part is exercise. Exercise is good for mood. It's good for energy. It's good to increase vitality. It's good to get your heart pumping and get your blood flowing and get oxygen moving throughout the body. So through engaging in physical exercise, complemented by incorporating healthier foods, you're putting your body and your mind in a state where it does not want what's causing these things that are manifesting negatively in your life. So addiction can really be decreased by just incorporating a healthier lifestyle through diet and nutrition, exercise, and then also making sure that you're tackling the mind through mindset, through meditation.